Well, hello. I'm here in beautiful downtown Lead, South Dakota, spelled L-E-A-D, not like the metal, because wouldn't drink the water here if it were. Thought I'd do my next exciting episode of Pens in Use. Talk a little quietly today, because I have this place basically to myself, but sound seems to carry and I feel kind of awkward, so there is that. So I'll tell you what, we'll give you a look at the pens that I brought with me traveling, and then we'll take a little look around Lead, South Dakota. So if videos like this interest you, where I talk about pens, both new and old, at all price points, please feel free to subscribe. If you'd like to comment on any pens you saw or anything I brought up, or more particularly about Lead, South Dakota, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm still a small enough channel that I respond to most comments. So, So I arrived in Lead and I've been walking around Lead. So what did I carry with me? Well, I'm reaching into my pants pocket. I walked around Lead with this fella, Kaweco Liliput. Now, unlike my normal pens in use, I don't know how that's focusing, but I won't be doing a writing sample today because I'm using the webcam to record this. So Kaweco Liliput. What's kind of cool about that pen, here it is next to a Lamy 2000. It is a very small pen. Let's try this. So that was in my pocket, and I'll put it back in my pants pocket. I did bring my Lamy 2000 because I'm hoping to do some writing tonight. And this is like my daily writer and my, not so much a letter writing pen, although occasionally it appears in a letter, but more like business or fiction or... Anyway, I write with this pen. So Lamy 2000, it came with me for writing purposes. Normally it would ride here. I don't really know why it wasn't. The only reason I brought the Kaweco Liliput with me, in summer I'd probably be more likely to have it with me because I wouldn't be wearing a shirt with a pocket probably. But it was inked, so I thought, well, what the heck, let's take it traveling. Now I have one other fountain pen with me, and then I got something else to show you. So I still have my Monami Olika with me, semi-disposable pen, I suppose, with cartridges, so it's with me. And you might be saying, why? Sad to say, it's Easter break. I'm dividing up my work between each night, and tonight's work is doing some correcting. So I have some tests to correct tonight while I'm here on vacation in Lead, South Dakota. So yeah, I should have gotten them done yesterday when I was still at home, but I didn't. I did get a lot of other work done though, so I'm not feeling like I was lazy. But yeah, I'm going to be correcting tonight. So I figure if I get half of it corrected tonight, then I can correct the other half tomorrow night. I know, never give future you any work, but it is what it is. Now, interesting pen I have with me. This might have to, even though it's not a fountain pen, might have to show up when I'm under my regular setup at home. This is some kind of a bamboo pen. It's a gel pen, rollerball type of thing. It's kind of neat. It's got a whole bamboo thing going on. That's probably not in focus at all, but I don't know. I saw it. I bought it on impulse. And then I always carry spare ink. I have a Visconti ink pot with me. Not that I need it. I filled the Lamy 2000 before I left home. I doubt I will run through a full fill in an evening, but you never know. And then this pen case is actually the one that usually goes to school and everywhere else with me. I just drained it of pens. This was with me. It's a ballpoint. It's a cheap one, a free one that came in the mail. I don't even know if it writes. But I always feel like I should have a ballpoint. Although with that gel pen, maybe I don't need a ballpoint. But anyway, those are the pens that I brought with me. When I travel, I don't bring a lot of pens because if I'm traveling, pens really aren't the point. I mean, I suppose if I went somewhere with a fountain pen store, they might be part of the point. But I'm not traveling to use fountain pens. I am traveling to see a new place and experience something different. If it weren't for all this, a little bit more. Mistake I made, which I'll probably remark on this again when I show you the rest of the footage. It is April Fool's Day. It's Sunday, and it's Easter. That's why I got this room so cheap and why I'm the only one here. And nothing is open in Leeds, so I ended up walking to a gas station to buy a sandwich just so I'd have something to eat, because the place I had planned to eat was closed. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a letdown. But I hope you see something interesting as we tour Leeds, South Dakota. Leeds, of course, was centered around the Homestake gold mine. It was one of the deepest mines in the United States. There's tunnels, but there's also some open pit mining, which we're looking at here. Went down about 8,000 feet into the tunnels, 370 miles of tunnel underneath. Now it's home to the Sanford lab where they do particle research. This is part of one of the earliest experiments with particle research from the 1960s, which was done in the gold mine because, well, it's a gold mine, it's deep. This is one of the old cars that would bring up the gold, one of the old trains, I should say. Some of them were interesting. I don't know much about this one. Old church that's on the... I was at a visitor center which had closed right before I got there, so I'm going to try and hit that tomorrow, depending on when it opens. So I walked up Leeds Main Street. It's steep, and it's just a very different kind of town from what you would think of for the Dakotas, either Dakota, really. A lot of historical old buildings. This is a air pressure powered train that was used way back to haul gold. I didn't even know there was such a thing, so that's kind of neat. Again, just looking up Leeds Main Street, we're actually up a little higher than the street on this sidewalk, which is why there's a fence along that. One thing that I thought was depressing is the number of vacant buildings in Leeds. I just kind of thought, you know, there in the Black Hills, they'd have a lot of more. There's the library, which was, or the original was actually funded by the family that ran the Gold Stake Mine. That was the old Opera House, again, built by the Gold Company way back. And now it belongs to the city, and now it's kind of a hot home for some businesses. This is just a neat little courtyard between the Opera House and the library. Parking garages. I think parking is a bit of a problem in Leeds for geographical reasons and for just because in the height of tourist season, I think it gets a lot of people. Just some more old buildings. This one was from what, I don't remember, but I did a close-up here in a second of the sign. Oh, 1879, 1934, whatever you make of that. Another old building, like I said, just kind of cool-looking old buildings. That one's don't know, some kind of a store, like weapons or something. And again, I was just struck by this main street, how it's so steep. Looking at some of the houses, the residential area, that looks like the lots are small. You're getting an old house. And I don't know how much possibility there is of gardening on a lot of the lots there, which is something I enjoy. So, you know, my dreams of living somewhere cool like Leeds may not be that realistic if I want to continue to garden. Just another cool old house right on Main Street. And Episcopalian Church, which was apparently moved because the gold mine company wanted the spot where they were at and moved them. This is the new city hall. I'm staying in the old city hall. So this was built in the 40s, I guess. And another look at a really steep, narrow street. I wonder what Leeds is like in the snow. It can't be that much fun. Just more residential area. Yeah, and just kind of struck by, again, there's small lots, which is fine. You know, who needs a big lot? But not level and very hard to garden. And like I said, gardening is something I like to do. This is the old roundhouse. It used to be a lot of railroad in Lead. This became a restaurant for a while. Right now it is for sale. Yeah, I just walked around a little just to get some footage. Neat. I guess it was very close to getting torn down, but somebody decided to make it a restaurant, but couldn't make a go of it, I guess. Now, restaurant business is tough, even in a tourist area like this. I was just kind of struck by, how high, how steep it is. Again, you're looking over people's roofs sometimes. And then just looking off toward the Black Hills. Another view. Just overlooking Lead. I'm up on the hilltop now. And another residential area. I mean, the houses are close and they're on a steep hillside, and parking is interesting at some of these houses. There's the Lead High School. They actually co-op with Deadwood. The elementary school is in Deadwood. The middle school and the high school are here in Lead. About 500 to 600 kids. Presbyterian church. I just thought it was neat looking. Oh, and some deer I saw as I was walking back. Right there in the middle of town. So, yeah, even in a place like Lead, they come wandering in the middle of the afternoon. And then just looking down Main Street, Lead, the other pictures we're looking up, that is part of the old gold mine there. And like I said, now it's part of Sanford Research, and I'm not sure I want to explore that, if what that's used for. And down there, right there with the orange sign, is where I'd planned to eat supper, but like I said, I ended up not because it was closed. And there is where I'm staying for the night, the old Townhall Inn. So I'm staying at the old Townhall Inn in Lead, South Dakota on Main Street. Room is, used to be the old town hall, high ceilings and whatnot, fairly original. There's all sorts of rooms, bed and breakfast kind of thing, so I'll be able to get breakfast hopefully, even though it's off season. I recorded my pens in use right there, and this is the defense room. I do have a TV, and down below in that thing there is actually a coffee maker and a microwave, nicely hidden away. So, it's a nice place to sleep, and apparently correct tests. A desk would have been nice, but I will get by. So that was my trip to Lead, South Dakota. Just a quick look around. I probably hitting some other spots, but they're not going to be part of this video. So yeah, and it's up really high. So if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens, both new and old, at all price points, please subscribe below. Sometimes on this channel you even get tours of exotic places in the Dakotas and Montana. If you'd like to comment on anything you've seen here today, please feel free to leave a comment down below. So I thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.